Hello students, today we'll study about the second step involved in metallurgy, that is isolation of crude metal from concentrated ore. The concentrated ore must be converted into a form which is suitable for reduction. So isolation of metals from concentrated ore involves two major steps. First, conversion to oxide, and second, reduction of oxide to metal. So in this step, the second step, the concentrated ore is generally converted into oxide, and from oxide the metal is isolated by the use of a suitable reducing agent. Some ores are present, some ores are oxides as such, like hematite. This is ore of iron which is an oxide, but some ores are sulfides and carbonates. So sulfides and carbonates are generally converted into oxides, and the oxide is treated with a suitable reducing agent, and so that oxide is reduced to the corresponding metal. To convert an ore into its corresponding oxide, two processes are generally followed. First is calcination and the second one is roasting. In calcination, the concentrated ore is heated in absence of air or limited supply of air, and in this process generally carbonates are converted into their corresponding oxides. Now first example is hematite. Fe2O3 XH2O on heating gives Fe2O3 plus XH2O. Now this ore of iron, that is hematite, this is an oxide. So by heating it loses moisture, and also some volatile impurities are also removed. Second example is calamine, ZnCO3. This on heating gives zinc oxide plus carbon dioxide. Third example is dolomite, CaCO3 MgCO3. This on heating gets converted to calcium oxide and magnesium oxide with the evolution of carbon dioxide. So in calcination, carbonate ores are converted into their corresponding oxides. Roasting is the process in which the concentrated ore is heated in presence of excess of air or oxygen. By this process, sulfides are converted into their corresponding oxides. First example, ZnS on roasting gets converted into its oxide ZnO. Second, PbS gets converted to PbO. And third, Cu2S gets converted into Cu2O. And in this process, sulfides are converted into their corresponding oxides with the evolution of sulfur dioxide. So this one ZnS is this is zinc blende, and PbS is galena, and Cu2S is copper glance. So these ores of zinc, lead and copper are converted into their corresponding oxides with the liberation of sulfur dioxide gas. Reduction of oxide to the metal. Now the oxide is to be reduced with a suitable reducing agent so that oxide gets converted to the corresponding metal. Like in this particular example here, MXOY, this is the general formula for an oxide, and here the reducing agent is C, coke, and we get metal with the liberation of CO, carbon monoxide. Now in this process heating is also required. Now this the oxide, any metal oxide, that is to be treated with a suitable reducing agent, and heating is also done so that the oxide gets converted to the corresponding metal. This process is called pyrometallurgy. This one, pyrometallurgy is called. And now there are a number of reducing agents available. Coke is one of the most important reducing agents used in metallurgy. Other reducing agents are also there, like sometimes magnesium may be used or aluminium may be used. Now, which reducing agent is suitable for a particular oxide, and at what temperature will it be the most effective? This can be studied with the help of certain Gibbs energy interpretations. Means delta G, that has to be taken into account to study this point, that what reducing agent will be suitable for a particular oxide so that that oxide is reduced to the corresponding metal, and what will be the most suitable temperature to carry out this reduction. This question will be answered by certain Gibbs energy interpretations. Thermodynamic principles of metallurgy. The change in Gibbs energy, delta G, for any process at any specified temperature is given as delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. Now this is Gibbs-Helmholtz equation, where delta H is the enthalpy change and delta S is the entropy change. For any reaction to be spontaneous, the sign of delta G should be negative. And other important equation is delta G naught is equal to minus RT log of K, where K is the equilibrium constant. And that means negative delta G means positive K, positive equilibrium constant in the equation. So these two equations are very important to decide the spontaneity of the reaction. So here we are studying about that reaction where the reducing agent that is to be used to reduce a metal oxide to the corresponding metal. Now, while studying thermodynamic principles of metallurgy, 2 points are very important. First point is that in this reaction, if we take this delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. So here the sign of delta G should be negative for the reaction to be spontaneous. This we know. And second thing is, if delta S is positive, if this is positive, so T delta, if we increase temperature, suppose we increase temperature, this T delta S will increase, and minus plus means minus. So as the temperature increases, delta G will become more and more negative. Second point is, if reactants and products of two reactions are put together in a system and the net delta G of the two possible reactions is negative, the overall reaction will occur. This means, now in the first point you have read that for any reaction to be spontaneous, the sign of delta G should be negative. That is first condition. Now sometimes what happens, there is a particular reaction for which delta G is positive, and that reaction is coupled with, that is combined with, another reaction for which delta G is very large and negative, so that the sum of the two will become, if you take the overall reaction, delta G will be negative and the reaction is possible. This particular concept is called coupling of two reactions. This term is used, coupling of two reactions. So coupling of two reactions means two reactions are combined. Suppose one reaction for which delta G is positive, it is combined with another reaction for which delta G is very large and negative, so that when we add the two, overall, for the overall reaction, delta G will become negative and it's possible for that reaction to occur. Now such principle of coupling of two reactions can be very easily understood if we study certain plots. That means Gibbs energy delta G naught versus time versus temperature plot. So that plot or that graphs have been proposed by a scientist named Ellingham. So that Ellingham diagram, that you will study about this now. So here in Ellingham diagram, what is done, this means the delta G naught has been plotted against temperature, and from there the concept of coupling of reactions becomes very clear. Two reactions are combined together and overall delta G becomes negative, and that can, at what temperature that delta G will become more negative, that is also studied. So this is the graph between Gibbs energy delta G naught versus temperature. So now we'll study about Ellingham diagram. Ellingham diagram normally consists of plots of delta G F naught versus temperature for the formation of oxides of elements, that is for the reaction. This particular reaction, it shows that metal combines with oxygen to form metal oxide. Now here metal is in solid state and oxygen in gaseous state, and oxide is also solid. So on moving from left to right, randomness is decreasing. So delta S sign will be here negative. Okay. In this reaction, the gases amount, hence molecular randomness is decreasing from left to right. Due to the consumption of gases, leading to a negative value of delta S. And here, if delta S is negative here, and on increasing temperature, what happens? Negative means positive here. So positive term will increase here. So the sign of delta G will become less negative or positive. So as delta G shifts towards higher side, means here delta G becomes positive on increasing temperature, or we can say it becomes less and less negative. The result is positive slope in the curve for most of the reactions for the formation of MXO solid. So when you see the graph between delta G and temperature, you'll find that those plots will have positive slopes, because here the sign of delta S is negative, and as the temperature increases, the sign of delta G becomes less and less negative. दिस इज एलिंगम डायग्राम. अब ये एलिंगम डायग्राम आपके सामने है. ये ग्राफ प्लॉट किया हुआ है बिटवीन डेल्टा जी नॉट एंड टेम्परेचर, और डिफरेंट मेटल्स के लिए ये ग्राफ है. Metal combines with oxygen to form metal oxide, like Mg combining with O2 to form MgO, or aluminium combining with O2 to form Al2O3. इन सभी जो ग्राफ्स हैं ये ऑलमोस्ट स्ट्रेट लाइन्स हैं, एंड दे हैव ऑल पॉजिटिव स्लोप्स. जैसे टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज होगा, डेल्टा जी की वैल्यू जो है इट इज़ बिकमिंग लेस एंड लेस नेगेटिव. और कुछ पॉइंट्स पे आप देखेंगे देयर इज सडन इंक्रीज, लाइक एट दिस पॉइंट फॉर जिंक सडन देयर इज एन अब्रप्ट इंक्रीज इन द पॉजिटिव स्लोप. मैग्नीशियम के लिए भी यहाँ पे इस पॉइंट पे एकदम से पॉजिटिव स्लोप जो है, देयर इज एन अब्रप्ट इंक्रीज इन द पॉजिटिव स्लोप. So at this particular point, what happens? Sometimes solid metal, it changes to liquid, or from liquid the metal changes to gas. When such type of phase transition occurs, then there is an abrupt increase in the positive slope. और यहाँ पे जो स्लोप दो लाइंस हैं यहाँ इस पॉइंट पे इंटरसेक्ट कर रही हैं. इस पॉइंट के मीन्स बिलो दिस पॉइंट यहाँ पे MgO विल बी स्टेबल, एंड above this point MgO will decompose. Each plot is a straight line except when some change in phase, that is solid to liquid or liquid to gas, takes place. So when there is some change, so there is an abrupt increase in the slope. The temperature at which such change occurs is indicated by an increase in the slope on the positive side. For example, in zinc ZnO plot, the melting is indicated by an abrupt change in the curve. There is a point in the curve below which delta G is negative, so metal oxide is stable. Above this point, metal oxide will decompose on its own. Pyrometallurgy, the process of extracting a metal by reduction of its oxide with carbon in the form of coke, charcoal or carbon monoxide, is called smelting. So during reduction, what happens? Metal oxide decomposes to form metal and oxygen. Now what is the role of reducing agent? This coke, it takes away this oxygen and forms carbon monoxide. The role of reducing agent is to provide this reaction. This particular reaction has large and negative delta G value. So when these two reactions are coupled together, the overall delta G will be negative, and so the reaction will be spontaneous. Now let's study these reactions. The first reaction is metal combining with oxygen to form metal oxide. And here three equations are given, where in the first reaction coke combining with O2, half O2 forms CO. And in the Lingam diagram, this will be written as delta G CCO line. And then CO is converted to CO2, so this will be CO, CO2 line. And likewise in the third reaction, C is converted to CO2, so this will be delta G for CCO2. Now let's write this equation in reverse order. So it will become MXO giving XM plus half O2. Now let it be equation first, and let it be equation second. If we add equation first and second, we'll get this equation, okay? And if we like this third, and if we add first and third, we get this equation, this one. And if this is fourth one, and if we add first and fourth, we get this equation. Now this adding of reactions is nothing but what we call coupling of reactions, and this is what the basic principle of this Ellingham diagram is, that the two reactions are combined together, they are added together, and if the value of delta G for that overall reaction, for that reaction which we get after adding the two reactions, if that comes out to be large and negative, then only that particular reaction will be favorable, and that particular reducing agent is effective at that particular temperature. So this we can know from these equations which are given here, that is combining or coupling of reactions, and for one reaction delta G may be positive, and if we add the second reaction delta G is large and negative, and adding the two we can get delta G as negative, so the overall reaction will be spontaneous. Therefore, the temperature is chosen such that sum of delta G naught in the two combined redox process is negative. In delta G naught versus temperature plots, this is indicated by the point of intersection of the two curves, curve for MXO and that for the oxidation of the reducing substance. अब एलिंगम डायग्राम दोबारा से आपके सामने है। जो भी डिस्कशन हमने की एलिंगम डायग्राम की, उससे हमने ये कंक्लूजन निकाला कि जो भी टू रिएक्शंस हैं दे कैन बी कपल टुगेदर, और फिर दोनों को कंबाइन करके ये देखते हैं कि वेदर डेल्टा जी कम्स आउट टू बी नेगेटिव फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर रिएक्शन, एंड इफ इट कम्स आउट टू बी लार्ज एंड नेगेटिव देन द रिएक्शन विल बी फिजिबल. नाउ लेट्स टेक सम एग्जांपल, लाइक सपोज एल्यूमिनियम और मैग्नीशियम का एग्जांपल लेते हैं. तो इस रिएक्शन को हम लिखते हैं रिवर्सिबल वे में, मीन्स इसको रिवर्सिंग ऑर्डर में लिखते हैं, लाइक 2/3 Al2O3 gives 4/3 Al plus O2, and then we write down 2Mg plus O2 gives 2MgO. Now if we add the two reactions, O2 and O2 cancels out and we get overall reaction. This is 2/3 Al2O3 plus 2Mg gives 4/3 Al plus 2MgO. अब हमें ये देखना है कि ये जो रिएक्शन है इसके लिए डेल्टा जी नेगेटिव आएगा या पॉजिटिव. अगर हम ये वैल्यू स्टडी करें तो हम देखेंगे कि ओवरऑल रिएक्शन के लिए डेल्टा जी कम्स आउट टू बी नेगेटिव, बिकॉज इस रिएक्शन को रिवर्स किया गया है तो इसका डेल्टा जी पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा, और इसका जो सेकेंड रिएक्शन का जो डेल्टा जी है वो लार्ज एंड नेगेटिव, इट इज़ लार्ज एंड नेगेटिव दिस वन. सो ओवरऑल डेल्टा जी विल कम आउट टू बी नेगेटिव and this reaction is feasible. That means we can use magnesium as a reducing agent for Al2O3. Now in general we can conclude that any metal which lies below that of the other in the Ellingham diagram is able to reduce the oxide of that particular metal which lies above it in the Ellingham diagram. Like magnesium lies below that of aluminium, so magnesium is able to reduce Al2O3. अब मैग्नीशियम जो है वो एल्यूमिनियम के भी नीचे है, और ZnO भी है, Zn जिंक का जो लाइन है इट लाइज एबव मैग्नीशियम. आयरन का जो FeO का भी ग्राफ जो है मैग्नीशियम के ऊपर है, और कॉपर का भी ऊपर है. सो मैग्नीशियम इज़ एबल टू रिड्यूस द ऑक्साइड्स ऑफ नॉट ओनली एल्यूमिनियम बट ऑल्सो जिंक, आयरन एंड कॉपर. सो दिस वे वी कैन, इसको हम एक ट्रिक मान के चलें या कोई भी कंक्लूजन मान के चलें. एलिंगम डायग्राम को देख के हम कैसे पता लगाएंगे कि कौन सा रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट जो है वो किस पर्टिकुलर ऑक्साइड के लिए यूज़ होगा. तो आपने यही कहना है कि जो भी मेटल जो है इट इज़ लाइंग बिलो दैट ऑफ द अदर, सो दैट इज़ एबल टू रिड्यूस द ऑक्साइड ऑफ दोज पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट्स विच लाई एबव इट इन द एलिंगम डायग्राम. क्योंकि जब उनको दोनों रिएक्शंस को ऐड करेंगे तो जो डिफरेंस उनका आएगा, जो उनको ऐड करके जो रिएक्शन आएगी उसका डेल्टा जी का साइन जो है वो नेगेटिव आएगा. तो ऐसे हम टेम्परेचर भी देख सकते हैं कि किस पर्टिकुलर टेम्परेचर पे डेल्टा जी जो है वो उस रिएक्शन का नेगेटिव आएगा. लाइक इस पॉइंट ए पर ये दोनों ग्राफ जो है वो इंटरसेक्ट करते हैं, मैग्नीशियम और एल्यूमिनियम का। इसके बाद ये जो ग्राफ है दिस इज़ फॉर मैग्नीशियम एंड दिस पर्टिकुलर इज़ फॉर एल्यूमिनियम। सो मैग्नीशियम का जो ग्राफ है वो ऊपर चला गया एल्यूमिनियम से। सो एल्यूमिनियम after this point A, aluminium can be used as a reducing agent for magnesium oxide। लेकिन जनरली हम मैग्नीशियम जो है वो ये जो एल्यूमिनियम जनरली हम यूज़ नहीं करते बिकॉज इसके लिए काफ़ी हाई टेम्परेचर चाहिए, बट इट इज़ पॉसिबल above this temperature is roughly it comes out to be 1623 Kelvin. So above this temperature aluminium can be used as a reducing agent to reduce magnesium oxide. सो ये सभी आपने ये जनरल इसकी स्टडी कर ली। अब FeO का भी हम स्टडी कर सकते हैं। ये FeO का ग्राफ है, दिस वन फॉर FeO इट इज स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम हेयर एंड व्हाट शुड बी द एप्रोप्रिएट रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट फॉर FeO, CrCO। तो आप देख सकते हैं कि जो CO2 लाइन, ये वाले जो यहाँ पे CO2 जो है, this line, this is below that of FeO at lower temperature. So carbon monoxide is the appropriate reducing agent for FeO at lower temperatures, but at higher temperatures, ये जो ग्राफ ये आप देख रहे हैं कोक का CCO line, this one, so this is coming below that of FeO at higher temperature. So at higher temperature coke is the appropriate reducing agent for FeO. So for all these conclusions, this all study of this Ellingham diagram, we can conclude that at any given temperature, any element or metal will reduce the oxide of other metals which lie above it in the Ellingham diagram. क्योंकि जो free energy change आएगा combined redox reaction का, that will come out to be negative by an amount equal to the difference between the free energy of formation of the two oxides at that particular temperature. So that's all about Ellingham diagram. और आपने जो इस पर्टिकुलर जो इस टॉपिक पे आपने जो पढ़ा है हाउ टू आइसोलेट द मेटल फ्रॉम द कंसनट्रेटेड ओर, और इन जनरल आपने इसमें डिफरेंट रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट्स के बारे में पढ़ा और कौन सा रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट जो है वो किस मेटल के लिए आप किस मेटल ऑक्साइड के लिए आप यूज़ कर सकते हैं. ओके, दैट्स ऑल. थैंक यू. Now let's study about some previous year CBSE board questions. So from Ellingham diagram and the choice of reducing agent, generally some question is asked in your CBSE board, this question paper, and some of the questions from the previous years they were asked from this topic, and let's study those questions. First question है, give reason for the following. Zinc oxide can be reduced to metal by heating with carbon, but Cr2O3 cannot be reduced by heating with carbon. ये डेली में 2013 में this question was asked. So here this question का ये मतलब कि ZnO के लिए तो आप coke use कर सकते हो to reduce it to zinc, but you can't reduce this use coke or carbon for chromium oxide. अब ये जो चॉइस है रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट, ये किस पर डिपेंड करता है? थर्मोडायनेमिकली फेवरेबल कंडीशंस पे. सो कार्बन इज सुटेबल रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट फॉर रिडक्शन ऑफ जिंक ऑक्साइड, नो डाउट, बट रिडक्शन ऑफ Cr2O3 बाय कार्बन इज नॉट थर्मोडायनेमिकली फेवरेबल. तो ये आप इसका आंसर लिख सकते हो. इट्स नॉट थर्मोडायनेमिकली फेवरेबल बिकॉज अकॉर्डिंग टू एलिंघम डायग्राम the choice that reducing agent should be used for a particular oxide for which the value of delta G is large and negative, and that is not possible with this chromium oxide. So this answer you will write down in this case. This is a question having 1 mark, and this is reasoning based question from this unit. Now question number 2. ये question all India 2012 में यहाँ पे ये क्वेश्चन जो है वो दिस वाज आस्क्ड इन द योर CBSE जो क्वेश्चन पेपर में दिस वाज आस्क्ड दैट although thermodynamically feasible in practice, magnesium metal is not used for reduction of alumina in the metallurgy of aluminium. Why? अब रीजनिंग बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है. अब एलिंघम डायग्राम में आपने देखा कि मैग्नीशियम का ग्राफ जो है वो एल्यूमिनियम के ग्राफ के नीचे, या तो मैग्नीशियम को तो हम यूज़ कर सकते हैं लेकिन प्रैक्टिस में हम इतना यूज़ क्यों नहीं करते, इसका रीज़न बताना है. तो इसका आंसर ये आपके सामने है. बिलो द टेम्परेचर 1623 केल्विन corresponding to the point of intersection of Al2O3 and MgO curves in Ellingham diagram, magnesium can reduce alumina. तो आपने अभी जो देखा ग्राफ, उसमें आपने देखा कि जो 1623 केल्विन के बिलो जो भी टेम्परेचर है, उसमें मैग्नीशियम जो है इट कैन बी यूज्ड टू रिड्यूस alumina or Al2O3. But magnesium is a much costlier metal than aluminium, and hence the process will be uneconomical. So that's why magnesium is not used. तो मेटलर्जी के लिए फर्स्ट पॉइंट में आपने पढ़ा कि इकोनॉमिकली जो फिजिबल जो है वो मेथड जो है होना चाहिए. तो कई बार तो मीन्स एक और थेरेटिकली पॉसिबल होता है कि हम एक पर्टिकुलर रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट यूज़ कर सकते हैं, लेकिन प्रैक्टिकली कई प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं. तो प्रैक्टिकली अगर ये मैग्नीशियम इसलिए यूज़ नहीं करते क्योंकि ये कॉस्टली मेटल है और प्रोसेस जो है वो दैट इज़ अनइकोनॉमिकल. सो नेक्स्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन इज द रिएक्शन chromium oxide plus aluminium gives aluminium oxide plus chromium. Delta G naught for the process is minus 421 kilojoule. This reaction is thermodynamically feasible as is apparent from the Gibbs energy value. Why does it not take place at room temperature? तो ये जो गिवन रिएक्शन है इसमें जो डेल्टा जी की वैल्यू नेगेटिव में है और नेगेटिव जो वैल्यू है दैट मीन्स द रिएक्शन शुड बी फिजिबल बट इट डज नॉट अकर एट रूम टेम्परेचर. इसका आपको रीज़न बताना है. तो इसका रीज़न ये है, आप बता सकते हैं कि जो सभी इसमें रिएक्टेंट्स और प्रोडक्ट्स हैं दे आर इन सॉलिड स्टेट. इन सॉलिड स्टेट द चांस ऑफ कॉन्टैक्ट बिटवीन रिएक्टेंट्स इज नेग्लिजिबल. जब सारे रिएक्टेंट सॉलिड स्टेट में होंगे तो उनमें जो कोलिजन्स के जो चांसेस हैं, उनमें जो कांटेक्ट के चांसेस हैं वो कम हैं, ऑलमोस्ट नेग्लिजिबल है. Some thermodynamically feasible reactions also require some activation energy for initiation. That means जो reaction है वो thermodynamics point of view से तो feasible है, but जो reaction किसी भी reaction को जो activation energy भी चाहिए टू मीन्स टू फॉर द रिएक्शन टू अकर, तो इसलिए टेम्परेचर को इंक्रीज़ करना भी चाहिए ज़रूरी इसमें, बिकॉज ऑन इंक्रीजिंग टेम्परेचर द रिएक्टेंट मॉलिक्यूल्स विल गेन एनर्जी एंड दे गेट एक्टिवेटेड. एंड सेकेंड रीज़न आप ये भी दे सकते हैं इसमें कि वी नो डेल्टा जी इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा एच माइनस टी डेल्टा एस. And when the temperature increases, the chromium metal is obtained in molten state. जब मेटल मोल्टन स्टेट में मिलेगी तो डेल्टा एस की वैल्यू पॉजिटिव हो जाएगी. सो व्हेन डेल्टा एस इज पॉजिटिव, दिस डेल्टा एस, सो ऑन इंक्रीजिंग टेम्परेचर व्हाट हैपन्स, दिस माइनस प्लस तो माइनस होता है. सो टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज करने से जो नेगेटिव टर्म है वो इंक्रीज होगी और डेल्टा जी की वैल्यू भी नेगेटिव हो जाएगी. सो टेम्परेचर एज द टेम्परेचर इज इंक्रीज्ड, डेल्टा जी बिकम्स मोर एंड मोर नेगेटिव एंड सो द रिएक्शन बिकम्स हाईली फिजिबल और स्पॉन्टेनियस. क्वेश्चन नंबर 4. What chemical principle is involved in choosing a reducing agent for getting the metal from its oxide ore? Consider the metal oxides Al2O3 and Fe2O3 and justify the choice of reducing agent in each case. तो ये एक जनरल क्वेश्चन है जिसमें आप जब आपने अभी तक सारा जो एलिंगम डायग्राम और जो ग्राफ पढ़ा है पूरा, उसमें आप उसकी हेल्प से आंसर दे सकते हैं. जैसे यहाँ पे जो आंसर लिखा है, थर्मोडाइनमिक फैक्टर हेल्प्स इन चूजिंग a suitable reducing agent for the reduction of a particular metal oxide to the metallic state. Any metal will reduce the oxides of other metals if delta G naught F of the oxide of the element is less than delta G naught F of the metal oxide to be reduced. आप ज़रूरी नहीं कि आपको यही लैंग्वेज लिखनी है, आप अपने अंडरस्टैंडिंग से आंसर दे सकते हैं. जैसे आप यहाँ ये भी लिख सकते हैं कि any metal which lies below that of the other or whose graph lies below that of the other in the Ellingham diagram is able to reduce the oxide of the metal which lies above it in the Ellingham diagram, because if we do the coupling of reactions, if we add the two given reactions, for that the delta G comes out to be large and negative, and so that particular metal can be used as a reducing agent. For example, magnesium lies below that of aluminium, and so magnesium can be used as a reducing agent for aluminium oxide, and at a particular temperature the two lines intersect and then what happens, then the reverse, then aluminium may be used as a reducing agent. So you can give any example. And here, but here it is asked Al2O3 or Fe2O3. So aluminium and zinc can reduce Fe2O3, and magnesium can reduce aluminium oxide to aluminium. So this why magnesium can be used to reduce Al2O3, because lies below that of Al2O3. तो आप जनरल ये एग्जांपल दे सकते हैं. एल्यूमिनियम और जिंक का जो ग्राफ है वो आयरन से नीचे है. सो एल्यूमिनियम एंड जिंक can be used to reduce the oxide of iron. Next question is, suggest a condition under which magnesium can reduce alumina. Alumina is Al2O3. Aluminium oxide is called alumina. सो ये क्वेश्चन तो आप बहुत ईजिली आंसर कर सकते हैं. आपको लिखना है कि जो मैग्नीशियम का जो ग्राफ है इट लाइज बिलो दैट ऑफ एल्यूमिनियम. यहाँ पर ऐसे क्लियरली लिखोगे MgO line. This line is below that of Al2O3 line. So MgO line or curve is below that of Al2O3 line. So magnesium can easily reduce Al2O3, and at a certain point the two lines intersect, and that temperature corresponds to 1623 Kelvin. So इस temperature के below जो है वो magnesium जो है that can reduce Al2O3, because the graph of magnesium lies below that of Al2O3 or below that of, or MgO line is below the Al2O3 line. So below 1623 Kelvin. और जब इस टेम्परेचर के बाद क्या हो जाएगा, कंडीशन रिवर्स हो जाएगी. उस टाइम फिर जो Al2O3 का ग्राफ जो है वो दैट विल बिकम बिलो दैट ऑफ MgO. तो फिर एल्यूमिनियम इज एबल टू रिड्यूस MgO. So this you can give easily, you can give answer to this question. Second, next question is, why is the reduction of a metal oxide easier if the metal formed is in liquid state at the temperature of reduction? So here you can give the reference of Gibbs-Helmholtz equation, delta G is equal to delta H minus D delta S. अगर मेटल लिक्विड स्टेट में आएगी तो डेल्टा एस की वैल्यू क्या हो जाएगी, पॉजिटिव हो जाएगी वैल्यू. जब डेल्टा एस की वैल्यू पॉजिटिव होगी तो टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज़ करने से ये जो नेगेटिव, पॉजिटिव मीन्स नेगेटिव फैक्टर जो है इंक्रीज़ करेगा. सो टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज़ करने से नेगेटिव वैल्यूज़ इंक्रीज़ होगी और डेल्टा जी विल बिकम मोर एंड मोर नेगेटिव. सो ऑन इंक्रीजिंग टेम्परेचर डेल्टा जी बिकम्स मोर नेगेटिव एंड डेल्टा जी बिकम्स मोर नेगेटिव. द रिएक्शन बिकम्स स्पॉन्टेनियस एंड रिडक्शन ऑफ मेटल ऑक्साइड बिकम्स मोर एंड मोर ईजियर. सो अभी आपने जो क्वेश्चंस के आंसर्स भी सीख लिए कैसे करना है, और ये टॉपिक जो रिडक्शन ऑफ मेटल ऑक्साइड्स के बारे में है. आई होप इट इज़ क्लियर टू यू. ओके, दैट्स ऑल. थैंक यू.